we were stationed at the same place, on the same base. She was working like night shifts. I was out with my buddies on the on-base like event center, like it's like a bar and like music, karaoke and stuff like that. So we were having a good time. I had, you know, a few drinks, I guess. So we were like, all right, let's go get some food. So I was like, okay, let's go get some food. So we go to the chow hall, and she just so happened to be sitting there having midnight chow.
Because I just got out of class.
She just got out of class. I was being like kind of loud, like talking to everybody. Like I'm pretty social. Like I was talking to everybody, asking where people were from. And I hear this person from like 2 tables away just ask like, where are you from? Like a really like judgmental, like my country accent. She was like, what the heck? I was like, Kentucky? She was like, I can tell. My buddy was like, yo, we should go sit over there. So my friend asks her table, like her and her little group of friends, like, can we come sit by you guys? So she was like, yeah. They were like, yeah, sure. So we went over there and sat. We had like a long conversation just about random stuff.
I would never date you.
I was hitting on her, and she was telling me that she would never date me. And so then we all left, like we all left at roughly the same time. Her and her Air Force friends were like, they were going away, and we were going our separate ways, like down different ways of the sidewalk or whatever. And my buddy was like, yo, dude, like, she was into you, like you should talk to her. She's obviously was not into me, but that's what he thought, I guess. So I was like, oh shoot, like, so I was like, bye Willis. And she was like, bye Lewis. And I was like, oh my gosh, like she carried my name out, like she's into me. I asked her if she had Snapchat, and so I was like, wait. So I just started sprinting. I was like in a dead sprint to get to her, like in my full uniform and all. And so I get to her, and I'm like, can I add you on Snapchat? And she was like, yeah, sure.
I don't think I would have gave you my phone number.
Probably not.
Anyways, so this was in tech school, so I was also trying not to get into anything in tech school, like no kind of relationship at all, especially not a serious one. But that was actually a terrible first impression of you, because that's not who you are, how you are at all.
Yeah, I don't.
But I did judge you based on that first impression.
No similarities between that night and who I actually am. Had to work past that first impression, I guess. I met this woman on March 2nd on a Saturday at 1 a.m. roughly. We started dating on April 6th. And that was a month and 4 days of me nonstop texting and like trying to hang out, like do stuff, like, and then she was definitely not ready to be loved. I definitely was ready to love. She kind of ended things after we left that base.
So we both left that base, went to see our families, went to our first duty stations.
The night before my Marine Corps ball, I called her and was like, hey, I was like, will you go to the ball with me? Like, I know it's in 2 days, but like, go with me, like I want you to be my date. And she was like, no.
At that point, I was still 100% convinced that I did not want to be with him.
Mid-December rolls around, and you know, we're still having those random conversations. You know, we're trying to have a friendship, and so we don't really talk over Christmas leave block. Like we both took leave, and we're like home on Christmas, spending time with our families, you know. And she had came back, I guess, to her duty station, and she had texted me, and you know, had kind of opened up about how she was missing her family, and she was feeling sad, and I was kind of there for her. You know, we talked about it, and then randomly, like the next day, she asked me if she could take me up on my offer to still come up here and like see her.
Because he had asked a few times before if he could come up here and see me.
Multiple times. And we kind of sat down, and she was literally sitting in this spot, and I was sitting in this spot. We were just talking. She was like, you know, why are you here? Like, do you know why I asked you to come here? And at this point, we're both being kind of like weird and awkward. Like, I know what I want.
Well, because we hadn't seen each other in how long?
So I guess we were both just kind of wondering where the other person's, I guess, heart was and what we wanted.
He had no idea what I had already realized and decided that I felt. Like, I didn't actually just ask him to come up here to be my friend. Like, I realized that I actually loved him.
She told me that, you know, she wanted it all with me. Like, wanted everything.
Well, he said, what exactly are you ready for? And I said, everything.
Didn't know what to say. I was speechless, so I just like grabbed her and I hugged her and I kissed her, and I was like, I don't know what else to do. Like, this is the only way I can like show you how I feel right now. And we dated for, you know, a couple months, and you know, at this point, you know, we've been in each other's lives for a year. We knew each other, we knew each other's hearts. We both knew we were ready, so we started talking about like our futures, like getting married someday and like having kids. And I'd loved her for a year, so when I knew her heart was in it, gave her dad a call. We had a great conversation, gave me his blessing, and told me, he gave me some advice and said, you know, if you know what you want, don't waste time. Like, it's a short life. And the next weekend, yesterday, I asked her to marry me, so we did it.
Yay.